Hey everybody, welcome in. If this is your first video, welcome back. If it is not, either way, I am so excited that you're here and I'm so thankful you've decided to spend just a little bit of your day with me today. Today is a video that I have been so excited to do, so excited to put up, but I have waited for today for good reason. I'm just not really gonna waste a lot of time with this intro nonsense. We're just gonna get right to it. So, if you want to know my top 5 favorite MCU characters, then let's get started. I'm Rachel, and this is Attainable Disney. I have been waiting to do this video and waiting to release this video for a very special reason. So if you are watching this video in real time, today is Friday, June 4th, also known as the day that Avengers Campus opens in Disneyland. This project has been delayed because of COVID, just like it ruined everything else. I'm so excited. So I'm really disappointed that we don't have any Avengers stuff in Disney World, just because I live closer to Disney World and like that's where we go more. But all of the weird licensing stuff with Universal Studios, I don't really know what that's all about. Whatever. I'm excited that there is an Avengers Campus somewhere, okay? It literally breaks my heart that I'm not there today. Like if I think about it too much, I'll actually get really sad. So we won't dwell on the fact that I'm not there, and we're just gonna talk about how excited we are that it exists. And we're gonna talk about how excited we are that starting June 15th, out-of-state people can visit Disneyland, which means that we'll get to go on our honeymoon to Disneyland. Like, I know that there's gonna be a lot of like Marvel and like Avengers kind of content today, right? Like I know it's gonna be like all over the internet because everybody's so excited about Avengers Campus. And like I kind of just wanted to like be in on it. Like I wanted to be included. So I thought that today would be the perfect day to do this video. It's the best I could do because I'm not in California and I can't be. As with other top 5 videos, these are in no particular order. I mean, really, I'm not ranking them 1 to 5. They're just the top 5, okay? And also, these might change. So like, come at me in 6 months or a year. I don't know, they may be different. Let's see. Let's start with the most obvious ones. And by most obvious, I mean the ones I'm wearing. Can we talk about the Loki Visor? Okay, so first of all, it's not a hat. It's a visor, right? So this is like my ponytail, this is my hair. It's a visor. Classic ears, bow, right? So cute, feminine, classic ear headband vibes, but not an ear headband because I hate ear headbands, as we've discussed. But it's got the classic Loki horns. This is amazing. The Loki headband that Disney came out with is whack. I don't even understand why they did that. I don't understand who's gonna buy that. But this visor came from a shop on Etsy called Koqui Designs. They do visors, they do ear headbands, they do like baseball hats, all in the like mini ear, Mickey ear designs. And just like for the record, like I paid for this, like I paid full price. I don't get anything for like sharing this with you or whatever, but like I just love it so much that I wanted to. The shop put something on Instagram. I think it was a picture of their like Thor visor, or maybe it was like Iron Man, like it was some other like Marvel character. And I like responded to the story and I was like, if you guys ever made a Loki visor, like consider it pre-ordered. Like consider it purchased, right? Just like passing, I don't know, like as a joke, whatever. And like months later, they DM'd me and they were like, guess what's in the shop today? A Loki Visor. And I was like, what? Like, I couldn't believe it. So like, I couldn't believe that they even remembered that I like mentioned that I wanted it. I mean, amazing. Like, I follow their Instagrams, like I definitely would have seen it and would have purchased it, but the fact that they like remembered and told me, whew, amazing. The first character we're gonna talk about is Loki. I mean, he is the main villain of the Avengers movie. He's a villain. He's a bad guy. He wants to do bad things. But then, by his last appearance in the MCU movies, he's a hero. And like, don't come for me. Like, he's a hero in that scene. He tries to kill Thanos, like knowing that like he's probably gonna die, right? Like knowing that like the odds are not good, but he knows he can't just do nothing. He knows he has to do something. I mean, Loki is just, he's funny. I love his sense of humor. I love his jokes, but I really love his complicated, sort of like nuanced nature. He's not like some of the other characters who are like all good or all bad, right? Like Captain America, who can like, it's like perfect. Thanos, who's like all bad or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much of like comic book culture is this like good, bad, right? But Loki is this like nuanced person who really like goes back and forth and who really struggles and who really has this like genuine trauma. You know, he really struggles with his family. Like, he really struggles with feeling out of place his whole life. Like, he's always known it, but he can't figure out why. I mean, it's got to be hard to be Thor's brother, even if you were blood, right? Even if he was sort of cut from that same cloth. It's got to be hard to be Thor's brother. But to feel so different and to like look so different and to like feel so othered, it's just got to be really hard. And so I can understand where Loki's drive to do those bad things that he did, like I can understand where that came from. I don't like agree with it, like I get it. That's Loki for you. So the second character I'm going to talk about is the second most obvious one I'm wearing is Mantis. Okay, so let's discuss Mantis because I feel like Mantis is so underrated and like not discussed enough. And I know that her storyline is small, right? Like I know she's not like a huge character. She's not like some of these other ones that have been in like 10 movies, right? Like she's only really been in a couple. There's not a lot known about her. And so I'm super excited for the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie and the holiday special and even like the next Thor, like Thor Love and Thunder. It looks like the Guardians are in that too. So I mean, there's definitely like a lot more Guardians stuff coming. So I'm really excited to see sort of where her story goes. First, I love her because she's hysterical, but like by complete accident. She's hysterical because she's like not that smart. Well, I don't want to say she's dumb. She's very literal, okay? She's very literal. She really does not understand like human social cues or like subtlety or anything, right? She's very literal. Makes for good jokes. So I just think she's funny, especially her and Drax was just always funny. I love when she's like walking and she's like doing this and she's like doing her like Mantis things. It's just this so like subtle and like you almost like wouldn't notice, but like she walks like this, like a praying mantis, and it's so funny. You know, I also just think like her superpower, like the superpower of empathy, is undervalued. As a social worker, as a therapist, I can tell you empathy is a superpower. If we were all like Mantis, like if we all could feel what other people feel, the world would be such a better place. Like in that sense, like Mantis is so lucky. And it's not easy for her, right? Like, do you remember when she like touched Drax and she was like sobbing, right? Like just feeling like 1 second of his pain and his grief was like overwhelming for her. But to really understand other people like that, I think is powerful. I know it's powerful. I think there's a lot of good use for that in the MCU. That's all I'm saying. I think it will come in handy. We haven't really seen it to its full potential yet. There was the scene in Infinity War, right, where the Guardians and Iron Man and Spider-Man and Doctor Strange were fighting Thanos, right? And she was like on top of him and she was like holding his head and she was like trying to sort of like reverse that, right? Like she's trying to like put her feelings of like sleep. And it was like working, right? I mean, it worked for like a minute, which for someone who's like a little bug, to be able to like overpower Thanos for even a short amount of time is impressive. And she's funny, she's cute, and she's a bug. I know I said I wasn't putting them in order, but like, whatever. The next one I'm going to talk about is my favorite one. My favorite one. And that is Sergeant James Buchanan Barnes, aka Bucky, aka the Winter Soldier, aka White Wolf. I mean, seriously, who doesn't love Bucky? Okay? I know I said it a couple videos ago. I loved Bucky well before the television show. You can't tell me that you didn't watch the Captain America, the First Avenger, and you weren't just like smitten, okay? And like, yes, like Sebastian Stan is like good looking or whatever, like blah, 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 okay? But whatever. Like I've watched him in like other movies and it's not the same. Like it's not the same. Like it's Bucky. It's not Sebastian Stan. Like it's Bucky. We should all be so lucky to have a friend who loves us half as much as Bucky loves Cap. So let's think about this. So Bucky is going overseas to fight in the war, right? How does he spend his last night? With Cap. And trying to talk Cap out of going into the war, right? Not saying like, oh, come with me, or oh, I'm so scared, or whatever. Like saying like, no, you stay home, right? Like you stay safe. Like trying to protect his friend. And then trying to get his friend to like go dancing with those girls. Because you know, he's Bucky, he's gotta have fun. Then he goes over there, he gets captured, right? Behind enemy lines. The army is like, peace. Tommy Lee Jones is like, see ya, sucker. Cap's like, nah, not having it. And he like rides off on his little motorcycle. This like little triangle shield, right? And you know that scene like where they come back, and they come back over that hill, and Bucky looks like he died 6 weeks ago. And Cap dug him out of the ground and like brought him back, right? I mean, like he does not look good. What's the next thing that Bucky does? The next thing he does is goes right back into battle with Cap. Because he trusts him. You know, does it work out for him? No. No, it does not. And I mean, listen, let's talk about a compelling story arc, like a compelling character arc, okay? So let's talk about Bucky in the First Avenger. Let's talk about Bucky like mid-story, Winter Soldier Bucky. Let's talk about Wakanda Bucky. And then let's talk about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier Bucky. Like, these could all be different people. I mean, they're so different, right? But they're played by one man. And it's totally believable that they are one character. Like, you can see the growth. And it makes sense. I mean, think about it. And even like Bucky said in like the first episode of the show, like he just went from like fight to fight to fight to fight for 90 years, okay? The fact that he could even like relax and chill and like get his little Oreo cake and like go to the cookout is incredible. It shows the value of therapy, even if it's court ordered. He has come such a long way, and I think that there's still such a long way to go. You know, I know that the show ended up kind of like mostly being about Sam's sort of transition into Captain America, which like was important, and you know, I get it. You know, I'm really excited to see sort of where Bucky goes. In the beginning of the show, when he kind of dropped that like white wolf thing, I was really hopeful that maybe he was going to end the show as the white wolf, because we kind of knew Sam was going to end the show as Captain America. Like, we knew that that's where that was going. So I was really hopeful that Bucky was going to end the show as the white wolf, because like, he's not the Winter Soldier, right? Like, my name is James Bucky Barnes. Like, I am no longer the Winter Soldier. He doesn't want to be the Winter Soldier anymore, and so like, I don't want to have to call him that. Like, I want him to have a new sort of title, and I think the White Wolf would be perfect, because like, Wakanda Bucky is, I think, the Bucky who he wants to be, right? This like gentle, quiet, life of solitude, easy breezy Bucky. I think he, you know, he doesn't deny who he is. He doesn't deny the skills that he has, right? He doesn't deny what he can do and what he should do, what he needs to do, right? So he'll fight what he needs to fight. But I don't think that's what he wants to do full time. That's why he was okay not being Captain America, because I don't think that's not who he wants to be full time. Yeah, I really hope that we get to see his transition out of the Winter Soldier. Like, I don't want that term to like follow him anymore. Am I overthinking it? Maybe. The fourth MCU character I'm going to talk about is none other than Groot. Another Guardian of the Galaxy. Do I love Guardians of the Galaxy so much? So much. Here's why I love Groot. So he's a tree, but he's a humanoid, right? So it's like ridiculous, okay? So he's completely ridiculous, right? And of course we know, all he says is, I am Groot, right? He doesn't ever say anything else. But what I love is that like, we know what he's saying, right? Like, there is like this genuine like emotion and like inflection and like conversational style. It's like, hats off to Vin Diesel. I mean, really. We all love Baby Groot when he dances. As goofy as he is, and as much as he's this tree and he's like so silly, right? And the whole like second Guardians movie where he's this like teenager who's like an attitude problem. When it was time, Groot made the sacrifice. More than once, okay? More than once. When it was necessary, Groot made the sacrifice. It really shows, I think, like a depth and a intelligence, like an emotional intelligence, and like an understanding and a bravery, really. Groot is the handle to Stormbreaker, right? And will be forever, right? I mean, how incredible was that? And how powerful was that, right? Like, Thor spent the whole movie trying to find a weapon, okay? Like, he couldn't even fight without a weapon, right? He didn't even bother trying to fight in Infinity War, like, without a weapon, right? Thor, he's like, I need a weapon, guys. I need a weapon, I need a weapon, I need a weapon. They spent the whole damn movie trying to get a weapon. And then, when there was no handle, right, like at the last second when it didn't work out, Thor was just like gonna give up. But who saved the day? Groot. And Groot sacrificed a part of his body so that Thor could go fight. Now, could Thor fight without Stormbreaker? Absolutely. Absolutely. Was Stormbreaker like powerful? Yes. Was it probably mostly like placebo effect? Yes. Yes, I believe it was. And you know, of course, we all know the moment in the first Guardians of the Galaxy where Groot sacrifices himself in his entirety for his family. So you know, like that trailer that Marvel released, I don't know, a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, for sort of like the rest of the year, right? There's like little clips of the like Eternals and like the other movies and stuff that are coming out, right? Do you remember that? And it also had like the rewind, and it had like the little voiceover from Stan. You remember that little trailer? And it showed that moment, right, where Groot, you know, became the ball and like protected everybody, and he goes, "We are Groot." Sitting on my couch watching that, and I started like sobbing, and Mike looks at me and I'm just like, like, Groot, okay? When times are hard, who do you count on? Groot. When times are not hard, Groot is adorable and funny and amazing. So guys, now we're here. We're at number 5 of our top 5 favorite MCU characters. So like a lot of these top 5 lists seem to be going for me. The first 4 were easy, right? The first 4 were like, duh, blah, blah, right? We just wrote them down. The last one though, like, it was hard. I had a few different ones, right? Again, I was like writing, oh no, I don't know, writing them down, crossing them out, writing them down, crossing them out. You know, I kind of went back and forth. So honorable mentions, okay? Honorable mention Ant-Man. Honorable mention Scarlet Witch, okay? Honorable mention Rocket. Shout out to the Rocket sticker on the front of my laptop. Right, honorable mentions all around. Honorable mention Thor. Honorable mention Agent Coulson. Oh, so many. But the number 5 in my top 5 favorite MCU characters is Valkyrie. Okay? Let's talk about Valkyrie. We love a badass woman who doesn't need any of your garbage. We love it. She has no time for any of your bullshit. And we are here for it. Okay? Perhaps the best intro scene in the MCU. Perhaps. Drunk, stumbling off a spaceship. I don't know. I'm just gonna say it. When you're watching, you know, the big fight scene in Endgame, is your eye not drawn to the powerful, beautiful black woman flying on a horse? Right? I mean, like, what? Like, how is that not the most, like, kick-ass thing that's happening in that whole situation? She holds her own throughout all of Ragnarok with all those crazy dudes. With Loki, with Thor, with the Hulk, with the Grandmaster, right? All those crazies. She holds her own the whole time, which is so impressive. Then, after Asgard gets, you know, blown to smithereens, and now they're just like this little like fishing village or whatever. And you know, Thor's up in his tower doing his thing, playing Fortnite. She's leading the people. And she's leading the people quietly and powerfully and like behind the scenes, right? Like they still have a king, but like she's doing it. And she's doing it with no flair. She's doing it in like a puffy vest, right? Like she's just doing it because she cares about the people. That's it. That's her only thing. Leading the fishing village Asgard is like not as fun or glamorous as leading, you know, in the sky, in space, Asgard. It's just not. Right? There's no like fancy clothes, there's no fancy dresses, there's no like bridge made out of a rainbow or whatever, right? I mean like like it's just not as glamorous as Asgard in the sky was, right? But she's down there and she's doing the work and she's doing the hard work and she's doing it with dignity and she's doing it because she wants to do it and it needs to be done. And she never gives Thor a hard time about it. She's not up there banging on the door like, you need to do what you're supposed to do, right? She's letting Thor do what he needs to do to work through his grief. And she's doing what needs to be done for the people. Also, if the rumors are true and she gets a queer relationship in Thor Love and Thunder, I'm just gonna get like a Valkyrie tattoo, just like a chest plate here. Like, obsessed. 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 And I love her accent, and I love her look, and I love Tessa Thompson so much. That's my top 5 favorite MCU characters. This was so fun. So thank you guys so much for watching. I am so excited that Avengers Campus is finally open. I am so excited that I can actually like plan to go there and like plan to be there, and it's like an actual real thing. I mean, I'm just, you guys, let's discuss. I want to discuss this, okay? So tell me below, what are your top 5 favorite characters? Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm right. Disagree with me. Let's discuss. Whatever. Agree, disagree. I'm ready. If you have a YouTube channel, please, please, please make this video and let me know, okay? Please, please, please. That would be so amazing. Consider yourself tagged. I don't know, whatever you call it, okay? So, if you liked this video and you like Marvel content, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. I will say this, you know, Mike, my fiance, we have a video planned for when we reach 200 subscribers. If you liked this video, you will really like that video. But we can't do it until we hit 200 subscribers. You guys. So, if you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. If you know people that like Marvel stuff, please share this video with them. Encourage them to subscribe, whatever. Come follow me on Instagram. Let's make it happen, guys. Okay? So, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.